All right. Again, it's Shay Seeking. Welcome back to American Empress Unchained on YouTube or American Aborigines Unchained on Facebook. And again, I just wanted to read a little bit of this article here because I think this is pertaining to something here. Okay. Um, let's see. Mm, all right. So 200 years of Greek independence. Okay. On March 25th, 2021, we celebrate 200 years of the Greek independence since the outbreak of the war against the Ottoman rule. Okay. In 1821, this is a very important moment for Greek history, again, and American history. Okay. And civilization as it is proof of the Greek spirit and the inner strength to overcome any struggle. In 1821, Greeks united and started a revolution against the Turkish yoke. Now, see, this is what I'm saying about I was just thinking Turks and Caicos, but I don't know why. But anyways, you know, the Turkish yoke, and I don't know, like it's making me think about, of course, Turkey, which would be Africans, right? So again, I don't know if this may consider something that has to do with, how people may misinterpret what they're saying when they say Africans, looking at it as what it is today. Sold Hebrews that were from Africa to, you know what I'm saying, Islamic or Arabic, groups or whatever. But again, are we really talking about the Afghan energy here on this plane and talking about the whole militias in I just keep the Taliban energy, okay? Like I said, does that Turkish yoke represent that Taliban energy? And the Greeks are the actual Americans, right? That were standing up to these people. I don't know where all this started or encountered, because again, we're just scrying. We're again looking at these words and everything and getting what is coming prophetically or again from oracle standpoint. Okay. So again, locations and things like pop up in when I'm seeing these things. Okay. So again, I don't know if this has something to do with the Spanish and the Seminole, because again, just because we see dark-skinned groups of Indians that were in those lands, that doesn't mean that those are the original people. So it's a lot of mixing of the things. So then this has to do with spirit. This has to do with the great spirit, the energy that have been on this plane before colonization, right? Prior to that, what I'm saying about the part of it being, there being some form of unity already here, some form of something already here, okay? Because there were already different groups from all over the place here prior to that time. And again, those people should not be, rather, whatever your skin color is or your makeup would be. If you are a part of those people that were here prior to, I fight for, the descendants of those who were here prior to colonization, period. No matter what color, culture, or anything like that of that nature. A lot of people from, again, the indigenous groups, they don't like that. They don't understand what I'm saying, because I'm sticking with the truth, and we're talking about bringing order to the court and balancing things out. So again, we have to look at it this way. Now that means that just because someone has some type of entitlement to some land that they got in the 1800s or late 17, well, more so the 1800s, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't outweigh the people that land was taken from in order for those people to accumulate that. That's what I'm saying about this energy. And so the God energy or the Godhead here in America is going to oppose to that, because we are talking with that as a vassal that is, again, I feel being inhabited by that is a Holy Spirit that's being inhabited by a God energy. And that's just, this is how I'm able to see these things. Again, a lot of people are connected to source. A lot of people are connected, but some of us are here on different journeys. This is mine, to use my gifts to help myself see and then help others understand what is going on and what has happened and what is to come. And I think the biggest thing that's going on right now is these little things here and there, because people are trying to fight the fact of what is supposed to be happening here. Okay. And that's order. We have to acknowledge these things. And there's no reason why anybody but should be feeling like they are left out in the cold or in danger or anything. If there is protection, then say that there's protection. If there's not, you know what I'm saying? Then again, that is a problem. That means that people are doing this to people, to God's chosen, or to the people in general. That means there's something wrong, that's off kilter here. And I'm just someone who is trying to figure it out. We don't have a team here like many people have, a whole group and a tribe and nation. This is a strength of a mustard seed. Trying to figure this all out while the whole world is playing tricks and playing games and interfering and attacking and sending, and it's just it's sad. It's sad to see, because it's about power, control, and money, power, control, and I don't know what else. We could talk about something else, right? We are talking love and war, right? But it's so funny how this resembles what's going on here, and I feel like it also resembles what's going on in the biblical text. And just on that note, when it's talking about the red dragon, I showed you today who I think this energy is matching with, regardless of what their thoughts, views, and they may not even be able to see the energy that's on them, but I can. I think that's one of the heads of the red dragon. That represents the red dragon that is going to be trying to devour or eat up the woman, that is giving birth to a nation, that is birthing her idea, that is birthing the truth, that is birthing what would be something that would be possibly prophetic. Is dealing with the connection. It may have something to do with, like I said, past, but I think it also has something to do with the present. This is Source trying to show me the way to something that is off here. And I don't know if it has something to do with children. And again, I'm not trying to overstep here. I'm just saying there's something that I am supposed to be acknowledging here. I feel that with them leaving the Americans over the enemy lines, which is talking about people here in America, we can stop playing these games. They're allowing certain groups, militias, and again, that is basically all the slaughtering that's going on secretly across the land, because people are afraid to address and talk about the truth and get the answers because they know it's going to be coming from someone like me. Then we'll rather just act like it's not going on or not get into too many details, when this is probably to the point of guerrilla warfare. I mean, I don't understand. Nobody's concerned. We still are not talking about the people, the 60,000 or whatever that came into the north. And you got people just walking in. I don't understand why, if we have National Guard and if there's no wars going on right now, I don't understand why the military wouldn't be down at the border. What's going? People don't need work right now. I don't understand. And again, when it comes to borders, it's a tricky thing for me. Because again, they can be used to keep people out, but they can also be used to keep people in. And if the numbers of the so-called American ADOS, so-called black people that are the people that were originally from here, and that has ties to different things that are old to them after that 400 years, which would be 2018. That leaves you as a target. And so you fight against me because the way that I speak and what I say, when it's just direct and real, you might compare it to tough love. And then you have the higher ups that are in their positions that are out for blood. So again, when it comes to, it makes it like I'm being difficult, but no, it's trust issues. I value myself in my life and what I'm here and my purpose that I'm here to do, and the people that have helped me get to this place. I apologize that I have gratitude and faith in the Spirit. God, source. So to see how people are trying to tear down an energy that's here to help, I don't understand that. It's like everybody's grabbing for that top spot, and it doesn't belong to any of them. And you go as far as to send spies or plant people in positions, and you have them make connections, and while you take everything else away from them, and then again you strip that energy away because you thought you could break me, and you can't. I feel, again, no matter what the energy on the outside is saying, I feel like there is another counterpart that, again, maybe being silenced or can't speak. So I have to put on the armor. And it doesn't feel good all the time. But everybody else wants to reap the benefits. I'm putting myself on the front lines. As far as I can see, I don't know what else is going on because there's so much secrecy. So it seems like I'm attacking people that I may be trying to help, and it seems like they're attacking me, and they may be trying to help me because, again, it's about division, confusion, and complicating something that doesn't have to be. This would never happen. And this is one time when I can go ahead and say that. If I weren't who I was, probably didn't act how I act, probably didn't look how I look, this would never be the case. This would never be the case. And that is shameful. And the whole world is looking at that. So again, 1818. Again, 2018 would have been the 400 years that would be over when it comes to biblical prophecy. I think that anything else that has happened after that is illegitimate. I think that there are people that have put certain individuals in danger or excluded them and made sure they can do everything to compromise them and to vilify them and crucify them, right? So they can't take their proper place in which I call what I say would be on the throne. Smaller battles, okay? The revolution started. Did we already read this? I think we might have. Hold on one second. So London, so just making me think about like the French energy. I mean, it's just we're just looking at the same thing all over again, it seems like here. Russia invaded. But I feel like, again, I mean, are we talking again some type of force when it comes to the Asian energy as China or any of these other energies, Taiwan? Is this, again, allegorically or symbolically representing something that is happening on a spiritual sense, or again in this in the real world or whatever, or in this world? I won't call it too real. Right now on this land here. And I think there was something about I don't know, there's like, is this a dramas energy, right? I think we'll probably get to it. Hold on. Greece was fully recognized as an independent state. Okay. Under the London Protocol, February 1830. Let's see. The Treaty of Constantinople. Okay. Through which the final borders of the new independent Greek state were defined. Again, this is what I'm saying. People are drawing. That's what I was saying when I'm talking about this whole energy with the Afghan energy. Has there been already lines drawn in the sand? I believe it so. I feel like I believe it so. Clefs were basically the Greek army formed by rebels hiding in the mountains and attacking the Ottomans every chance. This makes me think about the gunshots and things. Like I said, it's slowed down, but I still feel like I hear it in the distance. And then basically, now that I'm really recalling and looking back, I have been hearing it actually for a couple of months, just sporadically, right? Yeah, organized small groups, and we're constantly moving. In a huge honor to be a cleftist and fight for freedom. So again, I don't know if that's what we're doing right now, or if people are fighting for freedom, or if they're fighting for land and resources that belong to other people. If you really want to take it back, I'm just saying. The Greek soldiers hired by the Turkish rule to keep the state in order and to suppress the revolutionaries. And again, if there is someone, and that's what I'm saying, if there is energy, again, I think the ancestors, I think the guides, I think source, angels and energies, like I said, that I can feel around me, right? But again, could you imagine speaking out and lashing out and at people, and it seems as though you're going against the very people that are trying to help you, and then you're afraid of the very people that are trying to help you, or vice versa? I mean, it's a mess. The paradox is the and it makes the person look inconsiderate. It makes them look like, why should anyone care? And it's just it's a very crafty plan, right? It really is. But it's all about stepping on the next man to get something for people's selves, for themselves, or out of fear. Well, again, maybe it's time for people to feel something that they have projected on other people for a very long time. Because the truth will be revealed. The Ottomans tried to buy off the strongest Kleftis by giving them land. Wow. I mean, it's just the same thing here. Power and leading positions, requesting them to stop the revolution and fight their former comrades and compadres, compatriots. Now, again, this is what I'm saying. But again, it feels like a whole nation, mixed up people again. And again, this is very sad. And it feels like, you don't know what it feels like to be the only one that doesn't know exactly what's going on. I have to rely on my sensors and my senses and resources that are immediately around me. And people sit back and they watch and they think that it's fun and games. Being pulled in different directions and distracted and said, you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. And I don't listen to anybody with what source tells me to do. So people can make fun and laugh and do all these things that they do, but I'll be the one laughing in the end. This plan was not successful, as most Armatoli accepted these favors to have access to the Turkish plans and give information and assist the Kleftis. Again, this is what I'm thinking, like manipulation of the mind control, using different targeting devices that now they've left in the hands of people that they think that I was comrades with, when these people also want to take me down from day one as well. They don't like, and it's just like the scripture that we were just reading. You got one group of people, which we'll say would be the indigenous people or that movement, that's looking at me like I'm some traitor. And then you have the Americans looking at me like, hey, what are you going to do about these people? What are you going to do about the earth? And it's like, nobody's protecting me. Nobody's filling anything into me. And I am the way. I am the light. I am the one who brought the people out of Egypt spiritually. And I'm also the one that has been left on the sidelines by those same people and by the governing forces, which could possibly even be working together because they know I came to rule. And it may not be the way that you have it and you've had it all this time, but it will be done properly and fairly and balanced. This plan was not successful. Okay, let's keep on going. And again, this is talking about governing forces and other forces and working with other smaller clans and tribes. Again, because these are their daddies in some instances. They don't want Americans to be American. And Americans don't want to be Americans. Because we can't live without these things that you get from China and other places. And China doesn't want America to be America. And nobody else wants America to be America. They want to be a melting pot or even maybe a dumping ground. And I don't mean that in the essence of anybody's life, okay? In another part of the red dragon, I feel like it does have something to do with drunks. And a sign of that is, again, and I'm not saying the whole parts of the, I don't know what I see exactly here. But I feel like the whole thing about, the big news about him launching his own, whatever it would be. I don't know, some internet thing or something or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that may be him seeing that I'm coming for my crown. And so now he's trying to put some performance on because, why not? Why now? Why you didn't do it before? Nobody thought I'd make it this far. So I have to worry about people knowing where I live, having access to me, monitoring me, tapping my phones, putting stuff in my bathrooms, doing all this shit where I have to be, and I have children here. And no one's going to be held accountable, left behind. It's just ridiculous. In 2021, having to worry about rape, pillage, and all these other things. Paid informants within the family. To have access to plans. Whether it's the Turkish plans or it flipped around this way and there's other plans, again, that has to do with ciphering information from the mind or minds in the temple, which is in your brain, in your head, right? And relaying that information and then letting other people come in and tap into someone's energy, their spiritual gifts, their Akashic records, whatever you want to call it. So that you can try to transport me or say, oh, this person is no good for us. They have to be relocated. Well, you're wrong. Zion cannot be moved. I told you, God himself will have to come here and move me. And the ancestors say, wherever I go, I still won't be touched. We talking air, water, fire, and earth. Proposal celebrations. Sadly, due to the nothing outbreak, the flu. Okay? Because enough is enough. Because many of you don't realize that you're still a piece of property. Greece being under lockdown, it will not be possible to celebrate as planned. And I wonder what's under lockdown really. Is it really some of these states here that's under lockdown and that's why you're not be able to get your stuff shipped in? And could it be the fault of your government? Could they be holding these things over your head because you don't want to get the antidote? Well, I can tell you this much. You might think that something is for you, but for me, I don't think so. This has not presented an obstacle to the emblematic. And again, I think that these people are holding lots of things back from me right now. Where they are also planning on trying to come and take things. This is not fear mongering. This is not anything. This is the truth. Implementation of 4 emblematic actions for the future of Greece. The organizations of the Internal Forum under the theme Greece 2040. Greek scientists and world-renowned personalities will map the country's path to the future. Well, I don't know what that got to do with science, but again, the creation of Research Institute for Artificial Intelligence, initiative, apologies, that will put Greece and at the forefront. All right. And the action walking in the footsteps of 1821, which 200 young people will travel on historical routes associated with Greek revolution in 40 cities, all right, throughout Europe. Or again, will that be in the Americas? Freedom or death. Greek history is a great example of patriotism, strength, and passion for higher ideals. The Greek Revolution, and had somebody told us the truth about where Greece was in the first place, then we would know these things, has been symbolized as, you see what to say right there. That means freedom or death. Period. And I ain't afraid to die. It's a shame when you have to be afraid to live. Greeks are dedicated to take back their land and rights, and were ready to collectively give their lives to achieve this. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Had Americans knew that this had something to do with everyday Americans, because believe me, some of these people that put the information out know exactly what it is. But I don't know if Americans know. Hey, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a jar or a capsule. And somebody's just saying, you can do it, get out. But it's a mason jar with a tightly fit lid with glue around it. You see what I'm saying? And then also to leave me in there with something that might be harmful or venomous for performance. You know, I was just thinking about Sarah Baartman, I think, today. Well, I think that's her last name, Baartman, if I'm saying it properly. And just because it's under the guise of something else, you know, this is why Jesus spoke in parables. I speak in parables. You either have eyes to see or ears to hear, or both. It is time for common sense, spirituality, and discernment. Now, it may not be as gruesome and everything as it did, okay, when we're talking the images that we've seen of war in the past. But I don't think it was like that back then either. They gave us a false narrative notion and perception, because the next time it comes around, you won't suspect it. It'll be under the guise of mandates, which is, it actually says mandates in my Bible. It'll be things under the terms of uh what is it called? Culture. You know the one I keep forgetting. Okay. It'll be under the guise of cancel culture or wokeness. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because people mock and laugh at things. They know not what they do. Because they don't understand them. And some people will not understand them. But that doesn't give you the right to do what you do. And that's why it's time for judgment.